Hi there, my name is Ellen Okran and this is GSN 24 Live Sports News. Coming up in our news brief for today, Almina Sharks fine, ordered to play behind closed doors for rest of season for misconduct. Ghana FA officially roll out Black Stars' new captaincy structure. Date for Black Queens friendlies against Senegal disclosed. South Africa sweat over potential 2026 World Cup sanction. Zimbabwe president appoints ex-army chief as sports minister. Botswana becomes first African country to host World Athletics Relay. Favour Ofli confirmed as challenger to face Olympic medalist in Michael Johnson's prestigious new league. Africa's fastest man Ferdinand Omanyala plots comeback after defeat to South Africa's teen sensation. Now to our stories in detail. Almina Sharks have been fined 20,000 Ghana cedis in order to play their remaining home matches behind closed doors for misconduct. The disciplinary committee of the Ghana Football Association found the club guilty for failing to control their players and officials during their Division 1 League match against Swedro All Blacks United FC. The club was found guilty of failing to ensure the safety of match officials and inappropriate behavior by their supporters. The GFA has imposed strict sanctions, including a warning that any of the violation of the closed door order will result in a 10-match stadium ban. The club has also been instructed to push measures in place to prevent similar incidents in the future. The sanctions were imposed by the Football Association as part of effort to curb such disruptive incidents and ensure the safety and integrity of football in the country. The Communication Director of Ghana Football Association, Henry Asante-Chum, has disclosed the new Black Stars captaincy structure with Jordan Ayew leading the charge. Earlier reports in the media suggested Aston star Thomas Partey had declared to retain the role as deputy captain of the Black Stars, with Jordan Ayew being named the main skipper. Speaking to Metro TV, Henry Asante-Chum confirmed Thomas Partey remains deputy skipper of the national team, followed by Mohamed Kudus and Alexander Djiku. The Leicester City attacker began his reign with a back-to-back wins in March international break, beating Chad and Madagascar in the 5th and 6th rounds of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Ghana defeated Chad 5-0 at the Accra Sports Stadium before walloping Madagascar 3-0 in the 5th and 6th rounds of the qualifying series. The magnificent victories over Chad and Madagascar has propelled the Black Stars to the summit of the standings in Group I with 4 games to the end of the qualifiers. The Black Stars will regroup for the continuation of the World Cup qualifiers in September 2025. The Black Queens will resume camping in the coming days for their upcoming international friendlies against West African rival Senegal. The team will travel to Dakar as part of preparations for the Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco this year. The women's national team will engage the Teranga Lionesses on April 5th, 2025 in the first of the 2 games before another clash 3 days later in Dakar. The training camps follows an earlier friendly this year in Morocco against the Atlas Lionesses, the host of the 2025 WAFCON. The Black Queens lost 1-0 following a last-minute goal from the North Africans. Meanwhile, the West Africans make a return to the tournament for the first time since 2018 and will be hoping to make a significant mark at the tournament under new coach Kim Lars Joykingridge. The Black Stars have been drawn in tricky Group C, where they face champions South Africa, West African neighbors Mali and Tanzania. The tournament begins on July 5th and ends on July 26th, 2025. Away from Ghana, South Africa are waiting to discover if they will be sanctioned for fielding an ineligible player in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying victory over Lesotho last Friday. Bafana midfielder Thibaut Mokoena should have served a 1-match ban after picking up yellow cards against Benin and Zimbabwe earlier in the campaign. Instead, the 28-year-old helped his side to a 2-0 win in Polo Kuena, and Lesotho have submitted a query to the world governing body FIFA about the incident. The South African Football Association declined to comment when conducted by the media. Mokoena was withdrawn from the squad to face Benin in Tuesday's qualifier, and after a 2-0 win that took his side 5 points clear at the top of Group C, national team coach Hugo Broos said that the matter is something that will be sorted over the next week. In Zimbabwe, President Emerson Mnangagwa has appointed General Salem Sanyatwe, commander of the Zimbabwe National Army, to replace Kirsty Coventry as sports minister following her election as the new president of the International Olympic Committee. Coventry resigned as minister in order to move to Lausanne, the Olympic home city, in June to assume the IOC presidency. In a government statement, Sanyatwe was officially relieved of his duties as a Defense Forces officer and appointed to the cabinet. However, Sanyatwe's appointment has sparked debate, with many viewing it as a demotion, while others argue that Mnangagwa is strategically placing loyalists in key government positions. In Botswana, Botswanan Minister of Sports and Arts, Jacob Kelebeng, expressed his delight over Botswana's having been awarded the hosting rights for the 2026 World Athletics Relay. Global athletics body World Athletics have confirmed that the African nation Botswana will host the 2026 World Athletics Relay, scheduled to take place on the 2nd and 3rd May 2026. Quote, "We have done it," Kelebeng wrote on his social media account, congratulating the Botswana Athletics Association for the milestone. This will be the very first time for Botswana to host a senior world event in any sport, and the first time the World Athletics Relays will be hosted in Africa. More in athletics. Nigeria track queen Favour Ofli has been confirmed as one of the challengers to feature in Michael Johnson's new league, Grand Slam Track, in the final announcement of the 96 races and challengers to compete at the first slam in Kingston, Jamaica from April 4th to 6th. The talented speedster will compete in the women's short sprint category, running the 100 meters against 200 meters and against Paris Olympic medalists Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, Brittany Brown and British star Daryl Nater. In our final story, Ferdinand Omanyala returns to the track this weekend, aiming to bounce back after a rare defeat in recent competition. Commonwealth Games champion Ferdinand Omanyala will make a return to the track again this Saturday, March 29th, just days after a surprising defeat in South Africa. The Africa's fastest man will compete in the men's 100 meters and 4x100 meters relay at the major regional athletics meet in Kampala. Omanyala's return to competition comes after 10 years South Africa star Karabo Letsibele stole the headlines at the ASA Athletics Grand Prix 1 in Pretoria. The 18-year-old stormed to victory in the 100 meters final, clocking 10.19 seconds to edge out compatriot Emil Erasmus, who was given the second place with the same time. Omanyala finished third with a time of 10.22 seconds. The Ugandan event is part of initiatives to prepare African sprinters for the upcoming 2025 World Championships. This is what I have for you for now. Do like and subscribe. I'll be back with more.